Alright, hear me out. This is So Says Mr. Thunder. I am Mr. Thunder. And today is Tuesday, November the 28th, 2023. The year is almost over. And if this is your first time coming to the podcast, thank you for coming. Somehow you heard about it, and I appreciate that you're here to spend a little bit of time with me. And hopefully it does something to your mind to where you might want to, get on here at some point. If not, you just want to continue to listen. Either way, I appreciate you coming. For those of you coming back, if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be doing this. And I appreciate you more than you know. So thank you for that. Today, I just want to talk about how I spoke on this podcast is what it's designed to do, how it's, designed to provoke thought and, draw out wisdom and things like that. And there's a format and phases that you go through. And I talked about clarity, reflection, decision, living in it, and repeating it. And today I just kind of want to talk about the part where I'm living in it. So it is the holiday season, and the most recent holiday that passed is Thanksgiving. If you know me, you know that I don't really celebrate Thanksgiving for what it is designed. I guess I don't want to say designed, but what it was meant for. The celebration of what it was meant for. Being a Native American, it's not really a holiday that I choose to want to celebrate. However, I do like to participate in it. And in it, I like the part where, you get to hang around family and friends and talk about the things that you're thankful for and just enjoying the season, getting together with family and just, just fellowshipping and having those good times. And I think that as you get older, right, doing this, you realize that, family is what you make it. And you make it so you got to live in it, right? You got to play your part, as I talked about last week, in the family. But you've done it, and everything is new. So for me, particularly, I find myself in a position, like I said, I'm living in it, to where I'm in a position in my life where I've never been here before. Based upon the decisions that I've made in life and the things that I've done, accomplished, failed at, or chose not to do or to do, have brought me to this point. But this is the longest period of time that I've put together in a family to where I actually am finally able to celebrate. What do I mean by celebrate? I realize that I am able to celebrate in this season, not only just for a holiday, but to make every day like a holiday. The fact that I have been able to get to this point by learning and going through things and becoming a better person allows me to celebrate in ways. And in celebration, you find yourself again in places that you may have never ever thought that you've been before. You may be doing things that you just never thought you'd be doing. You may be playing a role in your family that is really not what you thought it would be, but now it's the most important part of it. And these are the things that I celebrate, right, every day. So why do I celebrate? I celebrate because I was talking to a good friend today, and we talked about how, when we wake up, we thank God for allowing us to see another day. But do we thank God for allowing us to have gone through it in the moment, right? Like a bedtime prayer almost. I don't know, however you want to do it. But that's kind of where my head was going. And every day I come home, for me, I'm realizing that I'm living in the decision that I've made as a family, and realizing that family should be celebrated every day, and realize that you shouldn't have to only celebrate family on holidays. So what is your holiday? What do you celebrate? Do you celebrate for Thanksgiving? What does it mean to you? But my thing is, do you celebrate the favor in it? The favor that is shown to you that allows you to open your mind to things that allow you to learn and progress in these seasons. Why only celebrate them during the holidays? Why not make every season a holiday season? Just like the weather changes, there's different seasons. You go through different phases of the weather, and we prepare ourselves for them. And every time, we may run into a natural disaster that causes us to experience something that we've never done before. And if we give up on it, we may not see it, see through it. I remember when we had the freeze here, coming from Milwaukee. I mean, getting cold, that's nothing, right? I mean, I ain't tripping on that. But I didn't experience what an actual like freeze was like for the city to shut down. I mean, I've seen it done for the hurricanes, but the freeze, that was different because I'm used to, if you're in Milwaukee, at least the house is, warm. If you got like the oil radiator heaters or whatever in your house, them houses is old. We lived in some old houses, so we never really had to worry about heat. Never really had to worry about water. And really didn't have to worry about gas. We just couldn't go nowhere. But this here in Houston, it was crazy because everything went. The electricity went, the water went, it was just crazy. People just couldn't function. Had never been there before. But I got through it. And now, right, now that I had to go through that and experience those things, I know how to prepare for these particular seasons. And I look for them. So we look for certain things, but do we acknowledge the things that we have just experienced, right? I'll give you an example, right? I'm not really big on folding clothes. Well, I wasn't raised big on folding clothes. I hated folding clothes. I hated doing dishes. I hated doing these things, but they were my chores, right? I was trained to do that. So, when it was just me, it was okay because it really wasn't a lot of dishes and it really wasn't a lot of laundry. So, hey, I ain't got to do that much. Then I had kids. Then I got this family and I'm like, man, I gotta start doing laundry. So why would I sit here and wait for my wife to get home to fold clothes if I have an opportunity to do it? So sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I just go ahead and do the laundry, wash, dry, fold, do these things, and just I'm in a place where I just never thought I'd have been. But I'm living in it, right? But I find myself celebrating it because these are the lessons that I'm learning in life that are allowing me to reflect on the favor that God is showing me to absorb the knowledge in the experiences that I have. It's a crazy, crazy thing when everything lines up. Again, today, talking to a good friend. He knows who he is. He was on this show before, but man, we was just talking about how God has shown him favor in the things that he just didn't do before, that he would never see himself doing, that he's doing now. And he can give a good report on what favor he's being shown. And this is amazing to hear that this is part of a family that I have and I made and I celebrate it every day. So what is your holiday? Why do you celebrate? What do you celebrate? And if you don't celebrate, maybe you should. Maybe you should start every day is a day that's favor. What is your holiday? I appreciate you for spending a little bit of time with me. I do. I really do. I appreciate any feedback and all feedback. I love it all. I really thank you again for allowing me to share that with you. Hopefully it's helped you or somebody, or somebody that can help. Share this podcast with them. There's many other episodes. This is episode 43. I actually counted it before I got on here, so I'm proud of that. It's an accomplishment in itself for me. Like I said, there's some things that I haven't done for a long period of time before, and this is one of them, consistency. So I'm glad to report that it's been good to me. So If you feel like you would love to be a part of this podcast and you got something to say, give me 10 minutes of your best. Guarantee you we're going to have a conversation, and in that, something that's going to get pulled out of you, that's going to be put into the universe that somebody is going to need to hear. I could be found on all podcast platforms, specifically this one is Spreaker, but there is Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. I can be found on YouTube, and I can be contacted and reached on Instagram under So Says Mr. Thunder. Again, I appreciate y'all. Make sure that you realize that you're in a phase of your life, no matter what time it is, that you got to live in it and you got to find the joy in it so you can celebrate your holiday. This has been So Says Mr. Thunder. I'm Mr. Thunder. I'm a Native American of this country, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. I appreciate you again and again and again for coming back and listening to this. Until next time, peace.